When Eilat Mazar realized she discovered an ancient structure near Jerusalem.
And she learned that this new discovery supports the biblical accounts of King David and his son Solomon.
Imagine uncovering a tomb sealed for 5,000 years, untouched and filled with treasures beyond belief. What if I told you that this isn't just a fantasy, but the reality archaeologists recently faced when they opened one of history's most sought-after tombs? The secrets locked inside could rewrite everything we thought we knew about an ancient king whose wisdom and wealth have fascinated generations. King Solomon's legacy has been wrapped in legend for millennia, but the discovery of his final resting place offers a tangible glimpse into his life and times. The hidden challenge. The search for King Solomon's tomb was more than a quest for gold or glory. It was a battle against time, nature, and layers of myth. For centuries, explorers chased tales of this lost tomb as if it were a holy grail. But every lead seemed to vanish beneath deserts of dust and centuries of silence. The Middle East's harsh environment and shifting landscapes had buried key clues beneath thick layers of limestone and sand, making the tomb almost impossible to locate. For archaeologists, the question was not just where was the tomb, it was why had it remained hidden for so long. This mystery deepened with every failed excavation, but the biggest obstacles came from the tomb's own defenses. Ancient builders had gone to extraordinary lengths to protect their king's final resting place, crafting engineered barriers and traps designed to fool tomb raiders. Excavators frequently hit bedrock so dense that modern equipment struggled to break through. Evidence these were not natural formations, but carefully constructed protections. Worse still, false passages threatened collapse and ruined valuable progress, turning exploration into a literal labyrinth. It was as if the tomb itself was testing those who dared to approach. Local legends added another layer of intrigue, speaking of shimmering walls like stars and lost goats in narrow crevices. These stories, dismissed by many as folklore, began to attract new attention when patterns in geological survey data oddly matched the tales. Despite the decades of silence, whispers of the tomb persisted beneath the ground, waiting for those patient and clever enough to listen. But even with promising leads, the path forward was filled with frustration and uncertainty. Would this expedition break the cycle or join the long list of dead ends? To overcome these challenges required not just perseverance, but a fusion of old and new. The secret ultimately needed decoding through a combination of ancient clues, modern technology, and unyielding dedication. Despite the difficulties, every setback only heightened the anticipation of what might lie beneath, a treasure chamber frozen in time, waiting to rewrite history. The real breakthrough would come not from brute force, but from understanding the secrets coded in the very stones that shielded the tomb. What followed was a tale of relentless mystery turned revelation. Yet the questions remained. How does one find a tomb deliberately concealed for thousands of years? And what extraordinary knowledge had to be unlocked to open it? The true story of Solomon's final resting place required peeling back layers of earth and legend. Behind every obstacle lay clues revealing an ancient king's genius, clues modern archaeologists would soon decipher. The tomb's elusive nature was no accident. It was the result of brilliance and foresight. What was once lost was about to be found. The reign and legacy of Solomon cast long shadows over history. King Solomon's reign and legacy. King Solomon stands as one of history's most captivating figures, a ruler whose wisdom and wealth became the stuff of legend. He ascended to the throne of ancient Israel as the son of King David, taking power as a young boy around the age of 12. His reign, lasting from 970 to 931 BCE, marked the golden age of Israel, a time when the kingdom stretched from the Euphrates River in the north all the way to Egypt in the south. But Solomon's strength was never rooted in military conquest. It lay in his unmatched wisdom and diplomacy. One of the most famous stories illustrating that wisdom is Solomon's judgment in a custody dispute. Faced with two mothers claiming the same baby, Solomon proposed dividing the child in half. The true mother immediately pleaded to give up her claim to save her child, revealing her identity through a profound understanding of human nature. This story, passed down through millennia, captures the essence of Solomon's legendary insight, an ability to see beyond surface appearances to the heart of a problem. Solomon's accomplishments went far beyond justice. He transformed Jerusalem into a dazzling metropolis, crowning it with the construction of the first temple, a marvel that took 7 years and featured gold, precious stones, and cedar wood imported from Lebanon. This temple became one of the ancient world's wonders, symbolizing the spiritual and political power of his reign. His fame spread widely, attracting visitors such as the Queen of Sheba, who tested his knowledge with caravans laden with gold and spices. She departed convinced that his wisdom surpassed even the grand tales she had heard. Solomon, created thousands of proverbs and songs, which made him responsible for producing the biblical texts of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Solomon, according to scholars who study his work. His Timnah Valley mining operations demonstrate his ability to manage valuable mining sites, while he directed complex mining activities which generated wealth for his kingdom. The fleet traveled to Ophir, which was an unknown territory, and returned with rare products and vast wealth that demonstrated Solomon controlled a massive trading system which linked remote regions to his empire before international trade networks developed. Solomon experienced a complex period during his final years. His numerous marriages, which included 700 wives and 300 concubines, brought foreign faiths to Israel, which resulted in religious divisions within the country. The kingdom faced resource shortages because of its large construction projects and the extravagant spending habits of its inhabitants. His understanding of wisdom and wealth and power created a legacy which Jewish and Christian and Islamic traditions adopted as stories about him spread throughout different faiths. The Seal of Solomon, which was believed to have magical powers, became a symbol that represented concealed knowledge and authority. Archaeological research in modern times has started proving certain elements from this story. The copper mines, together with the architectural structures and the luxurious items from his period, match the details which describe Solomon's prosperous era. Solomon exists as a mysterious figure whose existence lies between historical fact and mythical storytelling. The human aspect of the king who gained everything through his wisdom shows his struggles to understand what life really means. What it took to finally unearth the tomb revealed the blend of ancient craft and cutting-edge science. Unearthing the entrance. Finding Solomon's tomb was nothing short of searching for a needle in a desert-sized haystack. The team led by Dr. Emily Carter encountered years of dead ends, relying on a mix of persistence, ancient texts, and high technology. Their breakthrough came with a surprising source: ancient tax records. These dusty scrolls revealed tribute payments directed toward a relatively unknown region in the Jerusalem hills, pointing to a place previously overlooked by researchers. Satellite imaging added another layer of insight by revealing unusual geometric formations that stood out against the natural landscape. These shapes hinted at man-made structures hidden for millennia, but the real challenge began with the first excavation. Initial attempts were met with solid bedrock so tough it broke modern equipment, a sign that the tomb was protected by more than just earth. Archaeologist Dr. Hughes identified this barrier as an engineered stone wall, designed to foil potential tomb raiders. Adding to the intrigue were local legends, such as a shepherd boy who lost his goat down a narrow, starry-crested crevice, details that matched historical accounts of Solomon's architectural style. Then, after a torrential rainstorm exposed a subtle depression in the ground-penetrating radar confirmed a vast network of tunnels beneath. These passages included false routes rigged to collapse if entered incorrectly, highlighting ancient security systems that combined architecture with cunning traps. The team used Dr. Carter's expertise in ancient Hebrew engineering to navigate the maze correctly. The team faced multiple building chambers during 3 months of excavation work because they had to deal with dangerous, unstable supports and operational ancient traps, which tested their complete abilities and endurance. The expedition faced financial difficulties, which almost brought it to an end until the team found a small golden seal marked with Solomon's emblem, which restored sponsor trust. The seal established their actual proximity to the hidden treasure. The team recorded every detail through precise documentation, which included creating 3-dimensional models of the site while taking photographs of every measurement. The team discovered concealed symbols, which led them to more remote locations, while their greatest obstacle involved maintaining support for the fragile building. Engineers needed to combine current engineering techniques with ancient building methods to create an architectural design which would protect the tomb from destruction while maintaining its original state. The team needed to create new excavation techniques because traditional methods failed, and they developed artificial intelligence systems which used historical data to identify hidden patterns that humans could not see. The team advanced into the maze, which created an atmosphere that seemed filled with ancient historical events. The team solved architectural problems which resulted in them discovering new information about Solomon, while the tomb transformed into a demonstration of his exceptional wisdom. An earthquake occurred when the team was about to win their final victory, which locked the tomb entrance for an extended period. The team worked continuously to secure the location while they tried to discover the secrets hidden there. The treasures and stories discovered beyond the entrance would soon astonish the world. Inside the tomb's chambers, as the massive stone door finally yielded, a rush of 5,000-year-old air escaped into the modern world, carrying with it whispers from a forgotten era. Dr. Emily Carter's flashlight cut through the darkness, revealing a chamber unlike any other, an untouched royal tomb shimmering with the remnants of ancient grandeur. The first room sparkled as thousands of gold particles danced in the stale air, illuminating murals that told stories of Solomon's legendary wisdom in vibrant colors remarkably preserved through time. It was clear the tomb was more than a burial site. It was a shrine to the king's intellect and reign. Dominating the center of the chamber was a golden throne, its armrests carved into roaring lions, perfectly matching biblical descriptions. The cushion still bore the impression of its last occupant, a silent testament to the king who sat there ages ago. Embedded within the throne were precious gems arranged in patterns that shifted with the flicker of light, adding a mystical quality to the scene. Around the room, ceremonial objects waited as if ready for the next royal service. 7 branched menorahs gleamed with untarnished gold, and incense burners still held ancient resins preserved for millennia. Personal effects deepened the connection to Solomon the man. His royal seal ring rested on a small table marked with the Star of David, authenticating the tomb's occupant beyond doubt. Ancient Hebrew scrolls promised untold stories locked away in delicate script, while fragile glass vials contained anointing oils whose scents seemed to reach across the ages. A private chamber revealed a wooden writing desk, preserved by perfect conditions, complete with reed pens and inkwells. It suggested Solomon himself had retreated here to craft some of the timeless proverbs and songs attributed to his wisdom. Trade's reach spread into the tomb as well, reflected in exotic artifacts found within sealed containers. Fragments of Chinese silk, African ivory carvings, and jars filled with Indian spices testified to a vast network that stretched far beyond ancient Israel. This vast array of foreign goods reinforced Solomon's reputation as a ruler linked to distant lands through commerce and diplomacy. Every item painted a picture of a kingdom whose influence was as much economic as it was spiritual. Yet, perhaps the most enigmatic discovery waited in a shadowed alcove, a locked chest covered with unfamiliar symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Unlike anything previously recorded in archaeological annals, this chest's unusual locking mechanism would require careful study before anyone dared open it. Its presence hinted at treasures still hidden, secrets the king took to his grave that could redefine history. Beneath the golden glow of this first chamber, the team realized that the legends of Solomon's wealth might have been a vast understatement. Treasures and trade networks. The wealth discovered within Solomon's tomb was staggering beyond imagination, dwarfing even the most extravagant modern treasuries. Gold artifacts lined the walls in carefully ordered rows, each piece telling a story of skilled craftsmanship and ancient opulence. In the center, Solomon's throne, a masterpiece of gold and ivory, stood on 6 steps, guarded by 12 golden lions, each representing one of the tribes of Israel. Intricate carvings on the armrests depicted scenes from some of Solomon's most famous judgments, merging artistry with legend. Among the artifacts were solid gold vessels, sacred containers once used in the temple's ritual ceremonies. Their surfaces bore ancient Hebrew inscriptions that identified their precise ceremonial roles, preserving knowledge long lost from the biblical texts. This not only confirmed the richness of Solomon's court, but also linked the tomb directly to the historic functions of his first temple. The presence of these vessels illuminated the deep spiritual dimension woven into the wealth. Trade routes reached beyond Israel's borders and into the tomb's treasures. Items from across the ancient world found their place here. Peacock feathers from India, ivory from Africa, and silk from China, each confirming long-distance trade that made Solomon's kingdom a vital hub in a vast network of commerce. This demonstrated that Solomon's economic reach was far greater than previously documented, connecting continents through the exchange of luxury goods. The trained archaeologists experienced full amazement when they encountered precious gemstones. Solomon owned vast wealth, which produced emeralds that measured as large as eggs, and rubies, which emitted ember-like light, and diamonds, which shone with extreme brightness. The collection included a blue gem, which people believed to be the Shamir jewel, that texts described as having mystical powers. The stone created a new dimension of legendary mystery that enhanced the exceptional discovery of the tomb. The scrolls documented Solomon's written work, which detailed his business activities and diplomatic encounters, and his wisdom that remained unknown to others. The documents provided scholars with their first chance to study the king's intelligence and his methods of ruling and his understanding of the world. Solomon's life showed a deeper and more complicated nature, which extended beyond the boundaries of his legendary status. The discovery of musical instruments brought unexpected value to the collection. The complete discovery of Solomon's 10-stringed harp, which people connect to him through its name, stands as one of the collection's main treasures. The instrument designs proved that the musicians created these instruments to function as ceremonial artwork instead of playing musical entertainment. The objects present in the display created mental pictures of royal courts, which used to play music that no one could remember. The treasures and trade networks hinted at an empire vast in both spirit and substance, but even greater revelations awaited deeper within the tomb's hidden chambers. Inscriptions and new history. The tomb's walls told stories far beyond decoration, revealing a depth of knowledge and culture that reshaped our understanding of ancient Israel. Dr. Emily Carter traced her fingers over intricate Hebrew inscriptions that spoke like whispers from the past, offering intimate glimpses into life during Solomon's reign. One of the most profound discoveries was an unknown prayer found on the Eastern Wall, reflecting Solomon's private thoughts about leadership. It read, "May wisdom guide my hand as stars guide sailors," a poetic metaphor revealing the king's struggle to wield power with insight and care. Astronomical charts etched into the tomb's ceiling stunned the researchers. These celestial maps matched the star positions from 3,000 years ago, providing proof that the ancient Israelites possessed scientific knowledge far more advanced than previously believed. The charts showed precise calculations for lunar cycles and seasonal changes, suggesting that Solomon's kingdom had a sophisticated grasp of astronomy. This challenged long-held assumptions about the era's level of scientific development and hinted at lost wisdom from the ancient world. Hidden behind a false panel, the team uncovered diplomatic correspondence that broadened the historical picture. Letters exchanged between Solomon's court and neighboring kingdoms like Egypt and Phoenicia revealed complex political alliances and trade agreements. These documents confirmed the biblical portrayal of Solomon's influential role in regional diplomacy, but with details that only archaeology could provide. They painted a picture of a ruler not just wealthy and wise, but deeply engaged with the broader ancient world. Medical knowledge also surfaced in detailed inscriptions on the tomb's western wall. The texts combined practical remedies with spiritual guidance, blending science and faith in healing practices. One inscription described using honey for wound treatment, a remedy modern science has recently validated. Such discoveries hint at ancient medical traditions that may revolutionize what we know about healthcare in the biblical era, showing a blend of empirical observation and cultural belief. Among the inscriptions were references to the Queen of Sheba, finally substantiating her existence beyond religious story. These writings depicted her not merely as an exotic visitor, but as a powerful ally who shared valuable knowledge about agriculture and water management. This revelation adds nuance to the historical narrative and demonstrates Solomon's kingdom as a hub of knowledge exchange and innovation. Cryptic messages carved into the stone posed a new challenge. Dr. Robert Hughes spent weeks deciphering encoded texts, revealing advanced building techniques used in constructing the first temple. These secrets explain how ancient builders achieved remarkable precision without modern tools, shedding light on architectural achievements previously thought impossible. The discovery of King Solomon's tomb has rewritten history, revealing a kingdom rich in wisdom, wealth, and advanced knowledge. From dazzling treasures to profound inscriptions, each find connects us closer to the past and challenges what we thought we knew. If this journey into ancient mystery fascinated you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories from history's hidden corners.